A transformation to help a local school. How one Temple student is making a big difference.
Taking a bite out of Philadelphia. We're live at the annual Pop-Up Food Truck Festival.
And Walking for a Cure. How Temple students raised thousands of dollars for cancer research.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Temple Update. I'm Phil DuPont.
And I'm Becca Hendrickson. Hundreds of protesters could walk out of class today to take a stand against Temple's plans for a stadium.
The stadium stompers rallied at Bury Beach yesterday ahead of today's protest. They've been fighting the university's plans since the idea was first proposed at a board meeting. Now they're organizing with other local groups for a formal march which will start today at the Bell Tower.
That's where Update's Aaron Patterson is live now. The protest is set to begin at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Now, Aaron, what can we expect from them today?
Phil and Becca, the protests may start here, but they plan on marching all the way down Broad Street, this time fighting more than just the stadium. For months now, anti-stadium protesters have been fighting to stop Temple's plan to build a stadium.
Our goal really is to show that the people have power, because right now the people feel like they don't have power.
Their next step is hosting a walkout protest, encouraging students to leave class to participate.
If we can just get more and more people talking and thinking and actually being knowledgeable about these issues, they'll become more active.
But the stadium stompers aren't doing it alone. The group anticipates that over 300 students will walk out of class Thursday afternoon. On top of that, multiple organizations from Temple, including 15 Now, Students Without Borders, and Temple Black Students Union, have already endorsed their plan that's more than just the stadium.
I think a lot of students on campus want, a tuition freeze and stop and frisk, livable wage, not a stadium.
You have the community members in North Philadelphia are against it, and Temple should respect the community that it's in because they are located in North Philadelphia.
Protesters' strategy is to walk from the Bell Tower to City Hall to block Broad Street traffic. Temple Campus Safety is working with Philadelphia Police to keep the peace.
It's always a balance between, we want to ensure everybody has their First Amendment right heard, but we also want to make sure everybody's safe.
The stadium stompers just hope this protest will make an impact.
It's not an us versus them type of thing, that it's all of us. And we should be fighting for the good of all of us. Students, faculty, workers, residents, everybody.
We'll be following the protest all afternoon. Make sure to stay up to date by following Temple Update on Twitter. Reporting live from the Bell Tower for Temple Update, I'm Aaron Patterson.
Thank you, Aaron. The stadium isn't the only facility Temple plans to put up in the coming years. The building, which will be built at 15th and Montgomery, will include clinical classrooms, athletic practice space, and recreational equipment. Temple plans to break ground on the multi-use athletic facility next month. The $28.5 million building is not related to stadium plans. And big news from Harrisburg this week. The Senate passed a bill to legalize medical marijuana. Governor Wolf is expected to sign it into law on Sunday. Pennsylvania would become the 24th state to legalize the controversial medicine.
Bernie Sanders stole the headlines around Temple last week when he filled the Leah Corr Center to capacity. His local campaign team is working to get out the vote for Pennsylvania's April 26th primary. Sanders' North Philadelphia office is organizing a canvassing event to go out and knock on doors to support the candidate. Tonight's canvassing will end with a debate watch party at the office on 10th and Diamond Streets. This Tuesday, Hillary Clinton's local campaign commemorated the one-year anniversary of her candidacy. Volunteers showed up for a phone banking event in Fairmount. Clinton is still leading the Democratic delegate count by over 200.
Republicans are also taking to Pennsylvania to campaign for upcoming primaries. Frontrunner Donald Trump held a rally in Pittsburgh last night. Ted Cruz made a stop a little further north in Erie. And John Kasich wasn't in Pennsylvania, but he was nearby. He talked with voters at an ice cream shop in Maryland. The primary race isn't the only thing heating up this week.
Yeah, it looks like spring weather actually might be here to stay. Our Alyssa Jerome is enjoying the nice weather today out on campus. Alyssa, is the sunshine here to stay? Give me some good news, girl.
Yeah, guys, standing outside right now with the sun shining, you would never think we had that snowfall in April. And I'm happy to say I think it is here to stay. So last week, we only had an average high of 52 degrees and a low of 31 degrees. But that is changing, and this week we'll have a high of 61 degrees and a low of 40 degrees. And it's just going to keep going up from there, guys. guys, because next week a high is 69 degrees and the average low is 45 degrees. So I think it's safe to say spring has finally sprung, and I'll be back later to give you your detailed 5-day forecast. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Alyssa. Philly's warm weather means plenty of beach strips and barbecues. I'll be enjoying that myself. But a few thousand miles away, Temple students are already bearing down for finals season. Temple Update's Tokyo correspondent Wing Chao Zhao tells us how they're preparing.
Since there's no spring break at Temple University Japan campus, students here has begun their finals 2 weeks earlier than on main campus. For many first-time study abroad students, this has proven to be a challenge.
I study really late at night. In Japan, I can't really do that at campus because it closes at 8 o'clock.
It's better for me personally to study at school than rather at home. At home, I'm always really distracted. Because TUJ is a commuter school, it's very hard to study here.
Faculty members at TUJ are helping students with their final preparation.
You know, people have to take the trains home. It's usually about an hour and a half for them to get home from campus anyway. We kind of keep track of, where the busy times are. This semester, we're opening more hours for finals. We'll see. We're going to be open again next Sunday. We'll see how many students we have.
And after finals are over, the Student Activity Office has organized a trip to Fuji-Q Highland, an amusement park next to Fuji Mountain, to help students relax after their hard work.
I think it's a great thing that TUJ is doing this because students here have a good opportunity to meet each other. Also, it's just a really good way to see all the different parts of Japan without being too expensive and having other people do it with them. So personally, I'm pretty excited for this Fuji-Q Highland trip.
With finals approaching, we wish all the Temple Owls good luck wherever they are. Reporting from Tokyo for Temple Update, I'm Min Chao Zhao.
Now back here in the States, the last day of classes is April 25th. Finals start 2 weeks from today.
One Temple student is making a difference in the North Philadelphia community by revitalizing a local playground. Rocco DeSangro is in the newsroom to tell us about the NET project.
Becca, it all started as an online fundraiser. Now, this student is giving back to the community with some help from the Temple basketball team. Nick Ninsman, a junior at Temple University, saw that students at Duckery Tanner School were playing basketball on dangerous, trash-covered courts and shooting on hoops without nets and bent rims.
I went and took pictures of the courts, and I made a GoFundMe. I asked for $120, to just renovate the nets and put some 2 rims up.
When Ninsman woke up the next morning, he was shocked to see how much money he had raised. And with the help of school principal David Cohen, Nick was able to surprise the students with new nets and rims, and he brought the Temple basketball team along as well.
It's good to come back to a community just like this and talk to these kids and make sure they pick up some of the knowledge I built throughout my years.
What started out as a $125 goal on a GoFundMe page skyrocketed to over $1,500. So now when kids come out here on the playground, they can hear that swoosh that they didn't get to hear before.
Thanks, Nick. And no, I didn't expect it, but I'm happy. The kids are excited, the staff are excited, so the Duckery family is really excited. I'm so thankful.
Nick, our hero. Nick is our hero. Nick is our hero.
I don't got my cape on or the Superman, but, it's just a feeling that I wish everyone will experience in their life.
Including the 4 at Duckery Tanner, he's bought a total of 14 rims and hopes to continue to better the community, one net at a time.
1, 2, 3,
Now Nick says the net project isn't done yet. He's already talking to another school about fixing up their courts as well. So if you want to help out the cause, check out TempleUpdate.com for how you can donate. Becca and Phil, back to you guys.
Thanks, Rocco. Great story. Rocco DeSangro will be back later at the Sports Desk for all things Temple sports. Now, many students get financial aid from scholarships and grants at the University of Temple. Now, this week, students have a chance to say thank you. Thank a Donor Week kicked off around campus with the goal of writing 4,200 thank you notes. 13 locations are set up across campus for students to write their personal notes.
There's also fundraising being done for programs, for faculty support, for student initiatives and travel. It's an excellent opportunity for us to say thank you to donors on a very personal basis.
The last opportunity for students to say thank you is this afternoon at the College of Public Health.
We certainly love our food trucks here at Temple. Now the rest of the city can get a taste. Temple Update's Hannah McCumsey is live in Center City at the 4th Annual Pop-Up Food Truck Festival. Hannah?
Becca and Phil, I'm here at 13th and Locust, where vendors are already setting up for Dining Out for Life's food truck pop-up. This is the 4th annual pop-up event, and organizers hope it's the most successful one to date. Around campus, food trucks are a quick, easy meal. So when students got word of Dining Out for Life's pop-up food truck event, many jumped at the opportunity.
I actually found out from a friend back home. I'm really into watching the Food Network and seeing all the truck pop-ups that they have on there.
I saw the event on Facebook and I clicked on it to see what it was about and where it was located.
Participating trucks will donate 33% of their proceeds to the nonprofit organization Action AIDS.
So Action AIDS is really the organization that began Dining Out for Life, and the food trucks came on board wanting to be a part of a popular event. To be able to drive more traffic to them in one certain location with the ability to give back to the community.
As excited as students were for the food, they were also attracted to the event for its philanthropic efforts.
I think it's awesome. I'm actually a Dining Out for Life ambassador, so even though I'm not working with the food truck specifically, I do get to go to different restaurants, and I'm really excited about it. It's for a great cause.
Now, according to the Facebook event, over 8,000 people are planning on attending today's pop-up. Now, before these lines get too long, I'm going to try to check out some of these trucks for myself. Reporting from 13th and Locust for Temple Update, I'm Hannah McCumsey.
Thank you, Hannah. Back here on campus, TUTV is holding a food truck showdown. Students can cast their vote for their favorite mobile kitchen. The winner will be crowned food truck champion and take home a $150 prize. Tomorrow is the last day to support your favorite truck. Be sure to stop by the Annenberg Atrium from noon until 2 o'clock to vote.
Coming up on Temple Update, and yes, it's all for the best. We'll give you a sound of Temple Theater's newest musical.
Plus, cancer survivors and hundreds affected by the disease took a lap at Relay for Life.
And football is back, but just for the weekend. We have a preview of the Owls' annual Cherry and White game.
And you better reserve your seat on Bury Beach with this beautiful weather. Alyssa Jerome will be back in the Weather Center with the 5-day forecast.
TempleUpdate.com has all you need to know about the latest news around Temple.
Our Kylie Winkler is in the newsroom with the hottest stories from TempleUpdate.com.
Victims of violence in the Temple community are sharing their experiences not with words, but with t-shirts. Temple's Heart team hosted their biannual clothesline project this week. Students decorated different colored t-shirts to represent their experiences with abuse. You can see the display in a public clothesline in Founders Garden. Students and community members stayed up all night to put an end to cancer. I had the opportunity to attend Relay for Life this year, see how dancing, singing, and haircuts are helping find a cure. Celebrate, remember,
He said, Ben, you have cancer.
Fight back. Nearly 600 students and cancer survivors, including Hooter, came out to Temple's overnight Relay for Life event that raises money for cancer research.
My youngest brother Mason was actually diagnosed with cancer when he was 14 years old, so that is why I relay for him.
Personally, my dad is affected by cancer, and my grandfather passed away.
My best friend, actually since I was in kindergarten, was just diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
I have several members of my family that have been affected by cancer, and this is a really positive way to help them.
Participants may have different stories, but they're here for one underlying reason, in hope to find a cure for cancer.
This is such a wonderful thing to do for people like me who, we go on with life and you try not to think too much about it, but this is a time to focus, and it was a big thing.
Survivors like Holly started off the night with a survivor's walk and were then joined by others affected by cancer. A luminaria ceremony followed where candles were lit in honor of those who have lost the battle. And 5 women even donated their hair to provide wigs to cancer patients. Over $38,000 was raised and donated to the American Cancer Society.
Fight cancer, we're going to beat it. We're going to beat it someday.
Organizers say they'll take a couple of days off and then get right back to work for next year's event. Another group is taking on the fight against cancer. Love Your Melon is a new student organization spreading awareness and support for pediatric cancer patients. Check out templeupdate.com for that full story. Getting a new computer just got more affordable for Temple students. The new Computer Recycling Center held its grand opening on Tuesday. Its new storefront is in Pearson Hall. The faculty refurbishes surplus and broken computer equipment from around campus. Temple's chapter of Alpha Tau Omega is camping out for a cause. The brothers pitched their tents to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club of Philadelphia. The guys slept under the North Philadelphia lights Tuesday into Wednesday to raise over $2,000 for the cause. Godspell is taking Randall Theater by storm. 9 performances have already been sold out. The play gives parables from the Bible a modern musical twist. You can check out the event and get your tickets at Tomlinson Theater box office. That's all from me here at the news desk. For a full behind-the-scenes look at Godspell and much more, check out templeupdate.com. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Kylie. Coming up on Temple Update, one of Temple's most historic basketball teams is now in the Big 5 Hall of Fame. We spoke to the team that was once the best in the nation.
And it's beginning to look a lot like springtime. Alyssa Jerome will be back in the Weather Center with your 5-day forecast.
We'll be right back.
What's up, Al fans, and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Rocco DeSangro. Basketball is over, but football season is revving back up. Well, kind of. The annual Cherry and White game is right around the corner. The game is Saturday at 1 p.m. at Chodall Field. Here's what Matt Rule had to say about his expectations for some of the younger players.
I said to PJ and Jihad and Colin and Hassan and all those guys that are seniors, they can't lead the same way Tyler and them got to lead, because we're going to count on these redshirt freshmen. They have to play for us. Some of the incoming freshmen are going to have to play for us. So you can't just write them off as young guys.
It was a whiteout at Giese Field yesterday. Switching to Lax, it was a whiteout at Giese Field yesterday afternoon when UConn came to town. Temple scored 7 goals in the second half to surge to force the game to overtime. We'll get to the highlights in 2 seconds. Sorry for some technical difficulties. Temple lost 9-8 in overtime and is now 1-2 in a tough Big East conference. Although Temple men's basketball came up short in March Madness, another Temple team got a Big 5 honor. Ardan Ray relives the glory days with the Hall of Fame 1980-17 team.
Philadelphia basketball lives and breathes through the Big 5. Temple racked up plenty of honors at the annual banquet at the Palestra, a spot where all AAC forward Quentin Nicosi says he'll never forget.
Got the chance to play here over the last 4 years. Was amazing. Great atmosphere. Like you said, a lot of history in this building, so it was just a pleasure to play here, and I'll miss it.
Erica Colville and Fiona Fitzgerald were named to the All-Big 5 second team, while Aaliyah Butts took a spot on the first team. But Temple's biggest honor was for the 1987-88 men's team. That squad went 32-2 and was ranked number 1 in the nation.
This is a place that's unbelievable, and especially for basketball.
Great competition amongst people. No one knew who was going to win or lose as we played. And not only that, the enthusiasm in this place was full up.
Chris Clark, who returned to the Owls coaching staff after graduating in 2008, says the Big 5 is a community.
You have some terrific schools, terrific coaches, and it's excited to be a part of.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Dan Ray.
Well, that's all the time we have for the Sports Desk, but be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at @TU_SportsDesk. I'm Rocco DeSangro. As Kobe Bryant would say, Mamba out.
Thank you, Rocco. Coming up on Temple Update, from snowy Saturdays to sunny days on the beach, it's an unpredictable time of year here at Temple.
Don't worry, we have you covered in the Weather Center. Alyssa Jerome is back inside with the 5-day forecast next on Temple Update. Becca, I am so pumped to get this suit off, put on some shorts, a nice shirt, go outside and enjoy this weather.
Nothing but sunshine on campus this week. Alyssa Jerome is in the Weather Center. She has your 5-day forecast. Alyssa?
Yeah, guys, we literally are walking on sunshine. I don't know about anyone else, but I was losing hope in ever having warmer weather or seeing the sun, but standing outside before, it looks like it's going to stay. So right now we have 60 degrees outside with winds at 7 miles per hour. So it should be a calm and comfortable day for you guys outside. And if we look at what Frank the frat boy is wearing and how he's staying comfy, he's in his t-shirt, but he's still wearing his jeans for our 60-degree weather and for it to be cool at night, dropping down into the high 30s. And he might not have to worry about staying comfy much longer, because if we look at our 5-day forecast, I promised you before, today, 60 degrees, sunny, and it's going to be a low of 39 degrees, so it'll be a cooler night. And Friday, again, the sun. We have 63 degrees, and it's going to be a low of 42. And now Saturday, we look for a fun weekend. It's the sun again. It's 65 degrees, 42 for our low, and we can see that pattern of the temperatures beginning to increase. Sunday, this is a perfect day to go outside, relax at Beery Beach, grab your laptop, because for students who love to procrastinate, 73 degrees, low 48. And Monday, we will start the week off beautifully, reaching 78 degrees and a low of 50. So it's just going to be a beautiful week. Get ready to enjoy a lot of sun. It's going to stay. As always, follow us on Twitter at TWeatherWatch so you can tell us what you're doing to have fun in that warm weather. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Alyssa. Now, farmers from across the state came to the big city for the Food and Farm Festival. Update's JD Mousley got an up-close look at some fresh farm goods and got a taste of some intensely flavored cheese.
The Philly Food and Farm Festival brought farmers from all throughout Pennsylvania to the convention center. The event works with area farmers to help promote the beginning of the produce season.
So our goal with Philly Farm and Food Fest is to showcase local food, local farmers, local food, local spirits and beer. So everyone that you would meet here today is from a local business.
The event featured hundreds of different vendors from all throughout the Philadelphia area, and many of them brought samples for those coming to the event. Some of the items available for tasting included craft beers, homemade marmalades, and hand-painted chocolates. Live cooking and food prep demonstrations took place throughout the day, showing viewers how to do things like butcher a pig. The event even featured a curd convention, where 15 different farms showcased their finest cuts of cheese. And with all the cheese in sight, I had to try some of the weirdest cheeses I could find.
We have Bartolino, which as you can see is a nice soft creamy cheese, often mistaken for brie. However, this is a nice buttery, ripe, funky, deeply flavored wheel of cheese.
And can I try some of that actually?
Of course you can. Are you into stinky cheese, young man?
I've never had a real stinky cheese. What gives it that stink smell then?
You know, soft curd tends to develop into fairly intensely flavored cheese.
Okay. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm JD Mousley.
Wow, right?
That's all for Temple Update. For the latest news, log on to our website, templeupdate.com, and don't forget to follow and like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And you can always watch us 24/7 on TempleTV.net, Comcast Channel 50, and Verizon Fios Channel 45. And don't forget the Temple Update reunion, Saturday, May 7th. Go to templeupdate.com/announcements for details and registration. For Phil DuPont and the rest of the Update team, I'm Becca Hendrickson. We'll see you next time.